Hello, hello, JJ DiGeronimo here. And I love these sessions. I love joining you at this time and sharing such magical souls that cross my path. And Benjamin Bernstein is with me today. We've had an amazing experience together about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months now. And I could not wait to bring him to all of you. So, Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my great pleasure, JJ. Thank you.
Your aura is so amazing. The energy is just fantastic. And it's really no surprise that your podcast, your astrology podcast, is top 10 in the world. And you've been the top astrologer for the past 3 years. And I just know from the work that we did, the one on one time we spent together, you go deep and wide into birth charts and beyond. So, how did you know you had this gift?
I actually stumbled on it. At the age of 41, which was like, what, 23 years ago, I have felt a calling to be a full-time musician, left Oklahoma for the first time to move to Asheville, North Carolina, and really tried to be a full-time musician, but Spirit had other ideas and I was open to them. So I happened to run into an astrologer here, became a student. He said, hang out your shingle at some point, and discovered that I really loved astrology. Amazingly, I was married to a professional astrologer in my 20s and had no interest in astrology then, but it took to my 40s for the inspiration to really light up. And astrology has been a part of my professional practice ever since.
That is amazing because it's amazing how we are strategically placed near people and around people, and that it really didn't rub off on you. So when you think about your spiritual awakening, you started taking this a class, but what was the awakening for you? Because I'm assuming you went through some sort of aha moment or something that things really started to click.
Well, I struggled for decades trying to do it through more traditional practices. And then I started working with plant spirit medicine, ayahuasca most specifically. And I got to the point where after a number of ceremonies, I was starting to be in the awakened state at the end of the ceremony. And I could, wow, my divinity is right here in my body. It's conscious. And I'd go to sleep and wake up the next morning, it would be gone, which was really frustrating. So it's like I bargained with the medicine spirit. I said, okay, I'll go down to Peru. I'll do a double dieta. I'll go down there for a month in the jungle, 10 ceremonies, and you give me an awakening that sticks, and then I don't ever have to drink you again. That was the bargain I did. And she kept her word. On the eighth ceremony, I had a lock-in awakening, which has been with me ever since. Um, and I actually didn't keep my part of the bargain because I laid off the medicine for a while, but then I found another shaman couple that I liked, and I started doing the medicine again and have ever since. But the amazing thing, the awakening locked in. But when I had the moment of awakening, it was incredible. I mean, I'd never known ecstasy like that, and it was so incredible. After the ceremony, you lay in your little hut for a day and a half in the jungle till the next ceremony. And I thought, my God, have I hit the whole jackpot? I didn't know this kind of bliss was even possible. And but what I learned after that in the many years since is there have been more and more awakenings. So many I've actually lost track. And each awakening is even more amazing than the one before it. And I know some others, people who are well on their awakening path, and we all seem to be of the opinion we're not sure there is a finish line. We're not sure there isn't always a deeper awakening. The trick of awakening is you only have the awareness of what you're aware of so far, however awake you may or may not be. And when you get to the next one, it's always a complete surprise. And then you have new consciousness, new capacities, new abilities that show up with each awakening, which are sadly mostly indescribable because they're so far beyond the mental field, but you feel and know what your new capacities are. So I view awakening as a progression. The way that, me and the folks I know who are pretty far along, we say, probably compared to the ultimate awakening, we're probably barely off the starting line. And it's just so fun to know there's always more levels available, and the journey of that ever deepening awakening is really a lovely way to live.
Mhm. I just had an awakening, I think about 10 days ago, that was unexpected. And it really does seem like a dream.
Mhm.
But I do too want to travel and do the ayahuasca at some point. I haven't done it yet, but I've heard some really amazing stories. And I think it's really about trusting, right? Trusting who you're traveling with, who's taking you through those experiences, and trusting that inner guidance that, that you made that agreement of what that was going to look like for you. Mm. So as we think about this awakening, you talk about embodying the awakening. Can you share a little bit more about what that looks like at different parts of the journey?
Yeah, and I want to stress, while ayahuasca work was really central to my awakening, ayahuasca then gave me a very simple tool anybody can use, even if they never drink ayahuasca or do anything shamanic. And it's this little simple thing where you say literally 8 words to your higher self, and the words are simply maximum embodied awakening that serves highest good, please. And you just go passive, and it comes to you, and it saturates you with as much awakening as you can hold. And even if you did nothing but that alone could really get your awakening into high gear. Again, the invocation came from Mother Ayahuasca herself. She downloaded it to me during a ceremony, and many people have used it, thousands, in fact, to great effect. I've been teaching that tool for over 13 years, and it works for most people who use it, the vast majority. So what I learned about that is awakening, most people appear to be doing awakening paths that are about effort and willpower and struggle and discipline and, do all the practices for hours a day. And I did that for decades myself and got very limited results. But this revelation that, oh my God, instead of the ego struggling to awaken itself, what if you just call upon the part of you, the higher self, that's already so much more awake than your human is, and let it give it to you as a gift, and the humans simply
Mm.
passively receive it. And that's the way I come from now. I say, why would I go through all that struggle and take the slow slog path? As I say in my book, Instant Divine Assistance, which I wrote about the invocations, toward the end, I say, my journey when I was doing my initial 25 years of spiritual practice before I found the plant spirit medicines, it was like a slow stroll. And then when I found these faster methods, it became like warp 10. It just went so much faster, and it was so much easier. So I'm a huge advocate of letting your more awakened part, that is part of you, just wait to help, if you'll just bother to ask it, help you out and take you on the fast track.
Benjamin, I love that. We need to do that invocation again, slower, slower. I need to like embrace it for not only myself, but the listeners. So you move through your 8 words so quickly. I'm like, wait, 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 slow down. So let's repeat that one more time. Let's talk about this invocation, share the
So do you want
invocation
me to just
so that we
say
could
the 8 words?
all,
I'm sorry.
yeah, or whatever invocation you want to share. I feel like let's all just kind of ground if we can when we're listening. And I would love to hear the invocation again so we can take it with us.
Mhm. Okay, so it'll only take 5 or 10 minutes if I actually lead you through it for real. Would you like me to actually
Yes.
lead the folks on this call through it right now?
I think that would be beautiful if you
Okay,
were up
I'm
for
happy
it.
to do that. It's my favorite thing to do. Okay, all right. So anyone who's watching this, just give us your full attention if you can. That'll help your process. And just a little bit of setup that I have to tell you before I do it. First off, this is completely safe. You're not going to get overwhelmed. No one's ever been overwhelmed doing any invocation that I teach. It's self-limiting because your higher self does it for you. You're going to think of your human self like a car. Your personality is going to go over to the passenger seat, and your higher self is going to come in and drive. However, your personality is still the boss. And if for any reason your personality doesn't like what the higher self is doing, you just think yourself back behind the wheel. You're there like that. The higher self steps right out. It doesn't want to stay there if you don't want it there. And you're back to where you were. So this is totally safe. There's no risk. It's reversible. It's safe to try. The benefits, why would you even want to bother with this? The benefits of embodied awakening that are easy to verbalize are 4. One is there's more harmony, flow, ease, and grace. Everything you're responsible for, you do more responsibly and more joyfully. Instead of having to think so much to decide what to do, you just know what to do intuitively a lot more. And there's this full body euphoria too. So those are the things that are easiest to describe about what the awakened state is like. So having understood that, now I can lead you. And JJ, if you don't mind doing it, you'll sort of be the surrogate for everyone else on the call. And you doing it will, of course, help everyone, if that's okay. Okay. But again, everyone needs to do this for yourself. JJ can't do it for you. Okay. So I invite you, if it's safe, to go ahead and close your eyes and just take a moment to become aware of the feeling of your own physical body. And if you can feel your energy body, the tingly part in or around you, just feel that too. And you're just noticing what's already there, just getting the baseline. So, That should be enough time to have a sense of that. So now we're actually going to say 8 words to the higher self to invite it in. And do this out loud if you can. If you can't, silently is okay. So let's go ahead and do the 8 words now. Again, you're speaking to your higher self, which is you one level up that created your human self in the first place and only wants to help you out. So I invite you now to say the words. Here we go. Maximum embodied awakening that serves highest good, please. Now let the words go and become completely passive. Your human self is just relaxing and letting it in. It comes in the top of your head. The best metaphor is it's like your body is a sponge and your higher self is water soaking in. Now, again, your passivity at the human level is what makes this work best. So here's my recommendation. No effort, no willpower, no trying to make anything happen, no stopping anything from happening, no deliberate visualizing or imagining. You're just there. You're feeling the incoming energy the best you can. Now, if you cannot feel the incoming energy, just feel breath come and go on its own. But I'll speak as if I could assume you're feeling something. So as you relax into passivity, you may now feel the higher self coming in. There's a lovely feeling in the body as it comes in. So as it does this, 2 little other pointers to make this work really well. One, at some point you may notice you got distracted. Oops, I'm not feeling the energy so much anymore. If that happens, you simply return your attention very gently to feeling energy again the best you can. And you don't fight distractions. You don't try to change them. You let them be there too. You just don't focus on them. It's okay if they're there in the background. You keep returning attention to just feeling the energy. And the final little thing that can make this really work well is using the least effort that allows you to actually feel the energy. And we do this by playing what I call the minimum effort game. So let's start the game by dropping actually to no effort at all, 0. And that means you're not even trying to feel anything. You're just there. So try this with me for just a moment. Just go to 0. Whatever happens is fine. And just be for a minute. And if I'm perceiving the field correctly, then a lot of you just went into embodied awakening. So how would you know if you're in embodied awakening? Well, there's a 4-point checklist. And if you can check all the boxes, you're there. So ask yourself the following questions. Just answer yes or no to yourself. At this moment, is there any mental chatter? Or let me phrase it. Is there no mental chatter? Is there no challenging emotion? Are you peaceful? And is all this completely effortless? Is it totally holding itself? So once again, more quickly, those criteria are no mental chatter, no challenging emotion, peaceful and effortless. And if you can say yes to all those, you are absolutely in embodied awakening. Now, is this the best embodied awakening you'll ever have? I hope not. It always goes deeper. There's always a more amazing, inconceivable level beyond the one you're at. But if you can say yes to those 4 things, then you qualify. You're there. And as you sit in this state, or as close as you can get, and even if you got just partway to those criteria, we'll take it. Awakening is a dimmer control. It's not an on-off switch. So any movement in that direction is welcome. So when you're in the state, sometimes you may feel kind of tingling energy all through you. You may actually even feeling your body. It may now feel more like energy than solid matter. And that full body euphoria may be starting to turn on. So it's really sweet. Now, the final little process I like to do in this exercise is now to open your eyes and look around. And again, you're still in process. Take a moment to engage with your surroundings. And then ask yourself, is all the awakening stuff still there? With my eyes open, is it all still true? No mental chatter, no challenging emotion, peaceful and effortless? If so, then you're in a physically aware embodied awakening. And this is designed to be with you all day, no matter what you do. It's embodied awakening, not a space out, eyes closed awakening. So if you wanted to play with this and try it, you could just do what I just taught you first thing every morning as soon as you can. Again, just say maximum embodied awakening that serves highest good, please. Relax. Just give your higher self a few seconds to come in. People who do this regularly say, The whole thing takes 5 or 10 seconds. Bang, there it is. I'm awake. I'm good to go. Go about your business. And then the other thing you have to do that day, if it ever slips, oh, there's mental chatter, there's challenging emotion, I'm not peaceful anymore, you would simply do the 8 words again. You can say them, you can even just think them, and it still works. But the critical thing is, after you say or think the words, you must become completely passive for just a moment, enough time for your higher self to come back in and merge with you again as much as it can. And people who do this, I have one person, at least I know, who's done this for over 10 years every day, and he loves it. And he says, I spend maybe, on an average day, maybe 5 or 10 minutes total, a few seconds at a time, refreshing here and there if it slips. And I get to be in this magnificent awakened state all day, every day. And it's not just a static thing either. Over time, once in a while, you'll do it. Oh, I just went to a deeper awakening. Who knew? And it gets even better and better and better and just endlessly magnificent. If people want resources on how to get to this, I have a 1-hour video where I teach not only this, but 3 other invocations as well. One's for healing, one's for calling in literally any flavor of energy you want on the spot. Another is to be a conduit for highest good energy for others, healing energy or highest good energy. And these are all at astroshaman.com/invocations. And I also have a book on Amazon, which details all this. Right now you can get it on Kindle for $3.99. It's not too expensive. And it's called Instant Divine Assistance. And if you go to Instant Divine Assistance by Benjamin Bernstein, that'll be it. There's also a subtitle. The whole thing is Instant Divine Assistance, your complete guide to fast and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and more. And it's been a strong seller on Amazon now for over 2 years. So JJ, I guess I just talked a lot. Do you have any questions?
No, this is why I do this, because I think there's so many benefits to all of us working together to help each other raise our frequency, embody our higher wisdom and connection so that we can move through the worlds assisting, loving, and connecting. And I feel like these tools that you offer beyond your astrology, right? The healing tools you provide as part of your readings and also part of the materials that you've put out online and in your book are instrumental for us to remember.
Well, thank you. I'm being called to share one other thing, if that's okay.
Yes,
As we
please.
know, we just had a presidential election, and some people are feeling challenged by the outcomes. We are now probably moving into more challenging times as a country and as a world. And this is the time when it's important for those who are called to serve in the light workers, to really step up. I think this is what we came for. So it's easy at this moment to feel victimized and, oh, poor me, the world's getting terrible. Why am I here? Why did I bother? But if you can get past that part of you that's worried about that and say, hey, I came here to help out. I came here because there was going to be this challenge. And my job, if I choose to accept it, mission impossible, is to be as awakened and healed as I can be, to be the best instrument of service I can be. And then once you wake up enough and heal enough in yourself, and again, those invocations I offer for healing and awakening have helped a lot of people do this, then you'll start getting your own inner guidance. Your higher self will say, okay, they're ready now. Here's a service opportunity. Would you like to do this? You'll be offered things. And then the more capable you become, the more awake you become, the more you'll have new consciousness, new capacities, new service abilities, then you can help more and more effectively. So I think the world is right on schedule, and we came here to be part of this. And I would encourage all who are similarly inclined to say, hey, time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. It's time to awaken and heal and do what we came here to do.
I love that. I love that. And that's why we connected. So I was listening to YouTube late night one night, and thank you for those that are joining via YouTube. This will definitely be up the recording. And Autumn is just speaking so highly of your books and your membership. But I saw
No.
you on YouTube, and I wanted to make sure, with all the shifts of Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto in my birth chart, that I was aligning to the work I needed to do the most, because I have so many interests. And that's really why we connected. And I think light workers, healers, mystics that are in the world are here to remind us, share with us ways, tools, activities to not only gain or remember the confidence we came down with, but to help us align to things that we often question. And my session with you was a validation session. I was like, am I on the right path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And I feel like right now, if you're not sure where you are in your path or what you should be doing next, connecting with Benjamin, connecting with people that can give you a level of insight and knowing that you may not have tapped into completely yourself. It's available to you, but maybe you need a little guidance. And that's why I have these interviews and have these discussions with my friends, because I want all of us to feel empowered and enlightened to do the work we agreed to do before we got here. Hmm.
Mm,
So Benjamin,
sounds
what
good.
is oh, I love it. I love it. And all of your links are below. So tell me what is
Oh,
on the
great.
horizon for you? Because your work's going to shift too.
Hmm. Well, I have some ideas, but I've also seen the ideas I have are often overridden by things that are intuitively guided. It's been the story of my life the last 20 years. But of course, I want to continue doing individual readings, helping people as an astrologer, as a shamanic healer, as a life coach with my VIP days. I'm going to continue running my membership, which is called Awakening Plus, which is at awakeningplus.com, awakeningplus.com. If you want to check that out, it's very inexpensive and very powerful group processes for healing and awakening acceleration. And I've got a memoir I want to write. So I've had a kind of a fascinating journey with, especially with ayahuasca, and I want to write a spiritual memoir, which I now am starting to pull together. So book number 2 is coming. So, and of course,
Ah,
I have an amazing partner spirit song, and continuing to deepen our love and harmonious connection is a big part of my plan too. And beyond that, just whatever spirit would have me do. You get to a certain point where your own ego-based agenda is way less important, and you just want to say, "Hey, spirit, what would you have me do? How can I serve?" And that's kind of where I'm at these days.
mm. Well, you can see why I love Benjamin's energy. I love his gifts. He's already helped me significantly. I've invited him to join me in Vermilion at Waterwood at some point in the future. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me here so that my community can meet you and see just a glimpse of the gifts you have to offer the world.
Mm.
And I just want to thank you for joining me. And I look forward to staying connected.
Me too, Judy. Thank you. It's been an honor to be here. I'm really grateful.
Well, I will see you again next time. And for all of you that are listening to the recording and live, thank you for joining us. We hope you continue your journey of seeking and hope you reach out to the practitioners and healers, light workers, and mystics that connect with your soul, that may give you gifts and enlightenment that you are ready to receive. So, with that, we will see you next time. Thank you.